Hello. I am here. I'm finally here. Um, I'm just gonna wait a little bit until anybody pops on. I'm just gonna make sure I am live and in the right place. So bear with me. I'm just gonna go to the page. Let me turn down my volume just to be on the safe side. And okay, so a little bit until anybody pops on. I'm just gonna make sure I am live. We're live. So I don't know who is gonna show up. So I just wanted to, I guess we can give you a little bit. I changed up my normal live streaming thing just to make it a little brighter for the animals. So we have a small little group. And I'm kind of excited for that because I can test some things out and I can try to see how things work. I want to do things differently. I did have a group a while ago, a spirituality group, and I want to do things a little bit differently so we can better serve the animals. So that is what this group is now all about. So we'll wait until about, maybe 2 minutes to see if anybody shows up. I know we got, let me fix the camera here. I know we got a bunch of people in Australia that are just waking up. Some that may have been up a couple hours. But first off, I want to say hello to the replayers because I'm sure not everybody's going to be able to make this. Actually, I know because one of our members has a class tonight. So, hello, and welcome. I am so happy to finally get on the ball and start doing these videos. We have lots of things going on. I hope things that will be going on in the group. And I wanted to come in and just give you a big hello, a big welcome, and tell you a little bit about myself. A lot of you do know me from some other groups, but my name, obviously, is Victoria, and I am a everyday enlightenment mentor and teacher, and I am also a Reiki master teacher, and I also a level 4 healing touch for animals practitioner, and I've dabbled in up to level 3 in healing touch for humans. I have done an anatomy for healers course, and I'm constantly trying to learn more about both healing with humans and healing with animals. A little bit of a backstory on me. My whole life, I have had this almost like a need or a feeling of responsibility towards the animals of this planet. I've always felt that I am meant to be their steward and meant to do what I can to try and make their lives better, or whatever animal came into my life to make their lives better. I have always had animals. I tend to be more of a cat expert. I was born into a household with a cat, and I've had cats my entire life. I am now 47 years old, and through my own experiences and through my trainings and all that stuff, I have built up this knowledge of this feline knowledge. So, but outside of that, I've always been drawn to animals of all kinds. I tend to love my rodents, and I love horses, and cows are one of my favorites. And I found a way about 5 years ago to be able to reach out to more animals when I found Healing Touch for Animals. Now, what Healing Touch for Animals is, it's based upon the Hara, which is the connection between the core crystal of the earth and our divine star. Yes, animals have those too. And the chakra system, which is a little bit different in animals. The sequence is a little bit different in animals than it is with humans. And it's mainly because they're on all fours. They're when you treat with an animal, you start with the root, you go to the sacral, you go to the solar plexus, then you go to the throat, and then you go to the heart, and then you go to the crown, or the third eye and the crown. So it's a little bit different. So the sequence is a little off. But Healing Touch for Animals works off of that system. It is a set of treatments and actual laid out routine type things that help to connect the Hara line, shift it back into alignment, and also create a better spin within the animals. And what that does is it creates a relaxation response within the animal. And then the animal then can more efficiently self-heal. So that's the basis behind Healing Touch for Animals. Now, with my other stuff, the Reiki and the Healing Touch for Humans, I have intuitively been able to use Reiki and Healing Touch for Humans on cats with phenomenal results. So I'm creating what I believe to be my own basic system that works. And everything I do with my own animals. And over the weeks, I will give little stories and tidbits. I have 3 profound stories that have happened within the last few years. And they pretty much solidified this work that I do. And I've had help along the way with my own personal guides on this plane and also in the other plane. And same with my animals. I have a few that come and help me when I'm doing a healing. That being said, as a spirituality teacher and an enlightenment teacher, I have made this connection between the spiritual side and my animal work, and I've been able to bring them together. And what that does is it opens up channels of communication and connection that were, I would say, probably a little blocked or a little congested because there was a disconnect. We are all at a base level. We are all spiritual beings. We are all soul beings. We are all sentient feeling beings, including animals, including insects, including trees and plants. We are all soul beings. And when we can get rid of the stories within ourselves, within our heads, and practice things like non-attachment, we can do amazing things. So let me just take this welcome thing off. Now that we all know that I'm welcoming you. Okay, so there's a couple things I want to talk about. And that was my little introduction. And if you ever have any questions for me, feel free. You can put them down in the comments. You can ask me as we go along. I tend to be an open book. And if you ask me a question regarding your animal companion, and I don't know the answer offhand, I will find the answer for you from reputable sources, like whether it's my vet or whether it's my Healing Touch instructors or anything like that. I will find the information for you. I do not profess to know everything. I know a lot, and I have a lot of useful knowledge up in this noggin here. But animals are complex beings, and they don't think, behave, or react the way we think they do. They have their own way of doing things. So this is my journey. This is my path. The one thing I wanted to talk about, which will be, you've probably heard it a little bit, is I am trying to use a different language when it comes to speaking about animals. Because they are soul beings, and because they have their own spirituality to them, I have found myself not wanting to call them pets. Pets denote property to me, and I don't believe that our animals are property. They share our lives. So you may find me, I may slip because I'm still trying to get in the habit of it. But I'm trying to create a different language around it. If instead of saying pet owner, I may say animal steward, or something like that. I mean, I'm still kind of figuring out what words sit right with me. They are not your pets. They are your animal friends or your animal companions. If they are living with you in your life, I will probably use the term companion more than friends. Animal friends tend to expand to, say, the squirrel that comes into your yard every day, or the deer family that shows up in November every year. So they are your animal friends. They are animals that are within your environment. So you're going to see a little bit of a difference in how I word things. And like I said, I may slip, because we all have patterns, and we have to reprogram ourselves, and we have to relearn these patterns. And the more I sit with the term pet, the more I'm like, I don't want to use that anymore, because it objectifies the animal and creates an attachment that shouldn't be there. And we will go into things like grief, and we will go into the loss of a pet. I have lost many. I'm sure many of you have lost many. We will go into how to handle grief, how to handle the transition of an animal, how to handle a hospice situation with an animal, what to do when they become sick, and how to kind of be able to read our animals and also communicate with them. That's what I'm meant to do, is to help people create communication with their animal and also relay messages. That part I'm working on. I will get to that in a little bit. So that's one. So my language is going to be different. Now, what are we going to do in the group? Well, I have a couple ideas, and I want to pass these by you and let me know how you feel about this. I know some people are very nervous about getting on camera, but we have such a small group, and I really want to get to know you guys. I want to get to know your pets, because that is the best way to create the connection with you guys, is for me to understand you, the situation, the pet, how the pet is, the personalities of the pets, whatever. So what I am proposing is that we do member interviews. And instead of me bringing on an expert or something like that, and by the way, we do have a dog expert. So if you have dog questions, her name is Tasha. So she's a moderator in this group. She will always just tag her in a post, and she will be there. And once she gets her schedule set, she's going to be coming in here once a month with something to help you guys. And she's going to teach. She's a animal. She's a certified dog walker, and she knows dog behavior very well, and she has great tips on how to help your dog and you communicate together using just being able to be noticed being able to notice their behaviors and to recognize the feelings within your dog when your dog is scared, when they're stressed or whatever. She knows these little tips and she will bring those to you and she will help you. She has her own group, and you'll see in the recommended groups, her group is up there. So feel free to click that link and join. She is amazing. I've had a few conversations with her. I consider her a friend and I trust her beyond all belief. So, especially when it comes to dogs, she knows her stuff. So she is there for you also to help. Now, these member interviews, what I'm thinking about doing is, it would probably be a split screen thing, whether we do it through Facebook Live and I invite you on, or we do like little mini Zoom sessions that we bring on. I don't know if they'd be live or whether they'd be recorded. I'm still kind of working that all out. I want to see how it works. I do have a couple things, like I have Ecamm Live. I'm not sure how to do interviews with Ecamm Live. I know there's a couple softwares that I'm thinking about. So that's that. And during those interviews, we will get to know each other, and you can tell me about your animals and your experience with the animals. It could be anything you think that is pertinent to this group that you want help with. But it's a way for us to really connect. So now the topics. I went through the whole, and I'm loving the fact that you all wanted to know more about the things that I am being drawn to tell you. I had a list of other things, and you guys are all, the communication, the energy, and all that stuff. So I am going to, right now, I think it'll be once a week. I'm going to try for once a week to come in and let me know the times here, because I did the whole time zone thing, and 7 o'clock my time tends to be, half of our group is in Australia. So if we do it any earlier, they won't get it because, some of them are just waking up. So we want to be able to include them. We have members in Mountain Standard Time and Central Standard Time. So I'm trying to find the right time. I can do later, but since we have members that are in the Eastern time zone, I don't want to go too late for them. It would work best for people in Australia because it'll be more late afternoon or late morning, early afternoon for them if we went later. And it might work better for Mountain and Central's time because they're earlier than us. But please give me feedback on this time. We don't have any live members right now. Let me know if it's because you didn't get enough reminders, because I will try to do what I can to kind of remind you about these things. Now, I set this up as a scheduled live yesterday, and I just did one reminder post. Probably was not enough, but just let me know. Let me know what I can, like I said, I can do it later. If that works better, especially we have a member who it's like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. That's early. If that's too early, then maybe if I did it like at 8 or 9 o'clock Eastern, then it'll be like 9 o'clock your time. And then, of course, daylight savings is going to throw things all over the place but we'll do our best. So give me your feedback on the time. Let me know how this is, the 7 o'clock p.m. I want to make sure we get everybody covered. So we have the topics, your top topics. We're communicating with your animal, which obviously that's what the group is for. So I assumed that. Animals and energy, which I am so happy to teach you because animals react to energy much differently than us. Creating a stronger bond. Of course, that's always important. And I'm going to give you a little bit of tip. One of the best ways to create a stronger bond with your animal is to get out of your head. They don't think the way you do. They don't feel the way you do. Something that you think may not be stressful, they may find stressful. So by getting out of your head and getting away from your preconceived notions of how the animal is feeling, you will create a stronger bond with your animal. I have noticed this. I've been practicing with my own cat, who is daddy's girl. We have never really been very close. We have a different relationship. I'm her safety net, I'm her security, but I'm not her friend. But yet she loves me, but yet I can't hold her. It's very strange. So I've been trying to think the way she does and trying to talk in her language, and it's been working. So that's a big tip to help with you strengthening your bond with your animals. You got to get out of this. Okay, and you got to be feeling in here, in your heart. You got to feel it. Okay, we also have animals and spirituality. Again, that kind of connects with the whole bonding, is when you become aware and mindful and enlightened, you are not only open more to source and to your own spiritual connections, but you have opened a connection between you and another soul being, which is a beautiful thing. It's so beautiful. I will tell you stories as we go through of how beautiful things can be when we get out of our head. Now, animal behavior is wonderful. Tasha's going to help with that. She's the dog expert, like I said. I can help with the cats. Of course, cats are very fickle, and depending on their environment, same with dogs, depending on their environment, not every animal is going to behave the same in the same situations. So we have to pick apart and we have to figure that out. But there are certain things that every species, every animal, there are certain behaviors that are very natural to the breed, to the species, to, there's certain natural things. And once we learn how animals behave, even domesticated animals still have a connection to their ancestors. Even though we have domesticated them, we have created an environment where they don't need to survive, they still have some connection to their ancestors, and you have to take that into consideration. So animal behavior is a really great thing. So that's going to be awesome. And then emergency pet care. That will probably come up as we might do a thing about like CPR, animal CPR, and stuff like that. But this might be a question-based topic. So if something happens, or you come up with a story, or I might come up with a case study, and we can kind of learn the best way to handle that situation. And I'm going to say this right off the bat. I may sound like a holistic alternative medicine type person when it comes to your pet, but veterinary care is essential. It is essential. Animals must have their yearly checkups. There are things where they must be seen by a vet. I will never advocate no veterinary visits. It's really important. One thing about me, and this goes for humans too, Eastern and Western need to come together hand in hand when it comes to healthcare. We need to have the balance of both, and the same goes for animals. You need to have the balance of these alternative therapies and the Western veterinary therapies. And we also have to be in tune to our own spirit and our own intuition. There are many things that I have been told to do by my vet, which I felt in my gut were not the right things. I did not do what the vet told me to do, and I had extremely wonderful results. That doesn't always happen. But when you are in tune to your intuition, when you're in tune to the animal, when you are in tune to your own higher self, you tend to understand situations a little bit better. and you can calm yourself and get out of the panic mode or any of that stuff. So that is really important. Emergency pet care will probably be a case-by-case basis. Unless there's a topic any of you guys want to bring up, just post and I will come in and do a video on it. I have no problems doing more than one video a week. If you have a question, you want me to do a video, just let me know and I will pop in with the video. And pet nutrition, this is a big one for me. I have goes back to the whole instinct, the being connected to our ancestors, the whole instinctual thing. Pet nutrition is a very young science, ridiculously young science. And the people who create pet care or pet nutrition or pet food, they don't know all that much. They know the basic science, and even that kind of goes to the wayside. And I can tell you one thing, and this is my experience. I'm not going to say it's perfect for everybody, but my experience, I have been a cat person. I have owned cats my whole life. Cats are primary carnivores. Okay? When you lessen the protein within your cat, you can also create health issues because their bodies cannot process a high carbohydrate diet. And a lot of pet foods tend to have a lot of carbs in it. Even if it's grain-free, it's still a ton of carbs. And just like with us as humans, food gets broken down to sugars so the body can use it. So if you put too much carbs into your animal, that's going to produce a lot of sugars. And you may end up having animals, older animals with diabetes. You're going to have people with, we're going to have animals that have skin issues. You're going to have animals that have a monicum of other issues because their body is not getting the proper nutrition. And cats, it's most obvious to me because they are carnivores. Dogs are omnivores. They're like us. So they can handle a higher level of carbohydrates, but yet they still have to have their protein. They have to have their meat. So pet nutrition is going to go a long way. And again, we need to rely on questions. So if you have a question about a certain dog food, or a cat food, or a question about anything that has to do with nutrition, ask, and we will find the answers for you. I have a good base of nutrition knowledge. I have done an awful lot of research for myself, and I will do everything I can to help your little animal friends eat properly. So those are the topics that we'll probably discuss the most, which is great because those are the things I really want to bring to you. I also have, like I said, I have a lot of knowledge up here about a lot of different things. So any question, really, just ask. And if I have the answer, I will tell you. I will find the answer for you. If I don't know it, if it's a question about a dog and I don't know the answer, I will refer to Tasha, and Tasha can answer your question. I do energy work with larger animals. So I do work with horses. I haven't worked with a cow yet, but it's the same basic technique, and I love cows. I've worked with donkeys. I've worked with miniature horses, and I have worked with literally feral cats that I can't even touch. I do distance work. So as a healing touch for animals practitioner, obviously we all have to make money. And I need to expand that part of my business. I have in the files in the resource section in the group, I do have my rates. I do distance. I do hands-on. So if you're local and if you want to pay my travel, I'll come find you. But I do that, and those services are offered to you. And so, I also have in the files, I have the chakra systems for dog, horse, and cat. They tend to be similar. I have done work on a bird, and the chakra systems, even though they're on 2 feet and they're winged, their chakra systems are similar to a dog and a cat, where the heart is in the front. So you don't go along the spine for all the chakras. The heart is in the front. Right where the heart is. So it makes sense, right? If you have, if you want, I do pet consultations too. So if you want to do a public pet consult, I am willing to do that for free within the group. We'll do a video and kind of an interview type thing, so we can share the knowledge with the rest of the group, because you never know. Somebody in the group may also be having the same issue. And they'll probably be like 15, 20 minutes, maybe tops 30-minute consultations. And they'll be free to members of the group. And they will be public. They will be public videos. So I want to offer that to you. I also want to offer, now this is the scary part of me, because I have been told that I need to work on my animal communication skills. And I've been doing that, and I'm finding ways. I've had a few aha moments, and I've been practicing. So I want to offer something to you guys. I want to offer free readings for the month of February. If you have an animal and you want a reading, I am offering free readings for the month of February. And if I get enough yes, me, that I will put a scheduling link, and we can schedule it so I know when it's going to happen. And it'll help me kind of stay on my toes. And we will schedule free readings through the month of February so I can get practice. Like I said, I've had a couple aha moments, so it's getting a little bit clearer, but I'm still a little scared of it. I've never done this before. I mean, I've done it during a Reiki section or an HTA section where I got a hit of, where I got an intuitive hit, but I haven't done anything intentionally to read. So I'm offering that to you. So let me know in the comments below if that sounds like you're okay with. And that's pretty much it, except for if you have friends that you think, after all the things that I talked about, if you think that you have friends in your circle that could benefit from this group, share the group with them. Don't just add them, because that's kind of spamming. We don't want to do that. Just share the link. On desktop, you can go up to the bar and you can click the link and you can share it in Messenger or whatever. But share it. The more the merrier. We only have 13, 14 people in this group right now. Which is great, because I get to know, I'll get a chance to get to know you guys and your animals. But for me to broaden my horizons and be able to expand the scope of this group, more people will definitely help that. So if you know somebody who is an animal steward, they have animal companions, invite them. Actually, just share the group with them. Give them the link, send them on over, and have them answer the questions. Because unless you are a pet or animal steward, and unless you actually are actively, share your life with animals, there is going to be a limit. You have to have an animal to be in the group. Because if you don't have the animal, then we're just going to be collecting people, and it's going to kind of dilute the dilute the scope of the group, the intention of the group, the agenda of the group, to help make our animal friends' lives better. So please share the group. I'd be happy to have more of you in it. So we didn't have anybody live, which is totally fine. And I had a feeling that was going to happen. This is the very first video. But again, let me know what works for you. Scheduling, do you want me to make events? Do you want me to have one day, every week? That's when I come in live. Whatever works for you, let me know. Drop in a comment. Let me know what works for you. So let's really try to make this group great. The more comfortable we all feel within the group, the more comfortable our animal friends will be in their environments. And that's the whole goal. That is the whole goal, to honor these beautiful soul beings that we share our lives with, and to really get to know them on a soul level so we can give them the best care possible and we can have the best relationship possible with them. That's my whole mission. That really is what this group is all about. That is my agenda, is to help your animals be happy, healthy, and comfortable within their environments. And so I thank you all for hopping in on the replay and watching this. And give me your feedback. Let me know. Let me know. And we'll go from there. We will go from there. I don't know how to tag people very well. Every time I try to tag somebody when I do a live video, I end up like, they don't get tagged for some reason. I don't know what's going on. I guess I have to learn that a little bit better. But if you want me to tag you in my videos, let me know. I will tag you. That's another way we can stay connected. And so I guess that's it. So I guess, I don't know. I need a catchphrase. I don't know how to end the video. I mean, I have videos on my personal profile. I have like a phrase and everything. It's so much easier. Oh, and that reminds me. If you want to know more about the spirituality side of me, feel free. Many of you are already my friends within Facebook. If you're not my friend, I invite you to request my friendship, and I would love to be connected with you. And you can see my enlightenment side of my business. I do a daily show every day called Midnight Musings. And yeah, I'd love to be connected with you in both places. So request my friendship and we will go from there. So that's it. I think I got everything covered. Hopefully the next one will be a little bit more planned. I'll have a topic. I'll have something, will be structured. This is kind of like I had a list and I'm just riffing. So welcome again. Welcome, 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 welcome. I am so happy to have you here, and I'm so happy that I'm going to get to know you. And have a wonderful, wonderful day. I will see you soon. Bye.